Hello, this is Alicia, and I am checking in for my week 23 update out from vertical sleeve gastrectomy surgery, which I had on January 29th, 2014 at the Ohio State University Medical Center. So I'd skipped my last update. I just really didn't have anything to say. I almost skipped tonight, but I felt like, I don't want to get into that habit of not logging this whole process because, I want to be able to, just really look back and see how far I've come and see what my challenges were along the way and whatnot. So I'm going to try not to miss my bi-weekly updates as much as I can. So I will start with my numbers. So the last time I updated was week 19, and I was at 276.1. So I'm just going to skip ahead 2 weeks to week 21, and I was at 272.9. And then this week, which is week 23, I am at 266.5. So I've had a total weight loss of 96.5 pounds and 71.6 pounds since surgery. My total percentage of weight lost is 26.6, and I have lost exactly 50% of my excess weight. So moving along. I don't normally set or try it. I have not set any, I don't make it a habit of setting number goals like, I want to lose this much weight by such and such date. But I really, really, really want to hit 100 pounds lost by the time I go in for my 6-month checkup, which will be on July 23rd. So I have 2 weeks to lose 3.5 pounds. Hope I don't jinx myself, but I think I can do that. All right. So to update on my June goals and whether or not I hit them, I only had 2 goals, one of which was to do a 5K, and I did that. And then the other one was a carryover from the month before, which was to speak up in support group. So I did that finally. I did not talk about what I thought I was going to talk about, which was just me. Talk about me and my process and what I've been doing and just talk a little bit about who I am. So I've been going to the support groups for 7 months now, and I hadn't said anything. And I kind of started out by saying, I've been coming here for 7 months and I haven't said anything, but I feel like I need to share something. And people were kind of surprised that I finally spoke, but they encouraged me. So unfortunately, I had sad news to talk about, and then how it related to my weight loss efforts. So a couple of weeks ago, I made the decision to put my dog down. So it came out of nowhere. She developed a heart tumor, and she was 13 years old. So for me, radiation and chemotherapy were out of the question. I mean, I don't even know that I would put a young dog through that. I mean, I've seen what it does to humans. I just don't think I could put an animal through that. And while she had not declined, I mean, she was still able to get around. She just really slowed down a lot, and she was breathing. She had difficulty breathing because she had fluid around her lungs. The heart tumor was causing that. And I had just reflected a time before when my dog before, the same breed, had heart failure. I mean, he was old. So and I just remember how I held on way too long, and it was really selfish for me to do that. And looking back on it, I made the decision that I would never do that again, and I would end it at a time where my dog had not experienced a high level of, or a high degradation of life, quality of life. So my choice was to either do the radiation chemo, no, the tumor was inoperable. She was declining so rapidly. The other option was to what they call tap her chest. Again, they had already done that, which was to drain the fluid from around her lungs so they could see her heart. Tap her chest again to give her a little bit of relief, and then put her on medication. But, we were talking about maybe weeks at that. And I didn't want to see her decline like that. She's been a dog that has always had such an amazing amount of energy and joy and vivacity, if that's a word. And people were always so surprised at her age because just how high energy she was. So it was really hard that day. At first I was going to take her home and make the decision. But as I sat there and thought about it, I just decided right then and there that the right thing to do was to let her go. So that was really hard to do, but I think it was the right thing to do. And so how that relates to my weight loss process is I had never considered myself a heavy emotional eater. I mean, certainly there was eating out of boredom and eating out of, gatherings. So my way of celebrating was to eat, whatever kind of celebration there was food around. And that's still the case. I just don't eat what I used to eat. But I noticed the day after I had to put Winnie down, I felt like I was just constantly going into the kitchen looking for things to put in my mouth. And while I didn't stray far from, my plan, I mean, the things that I ate were things like popcorn and, cheese or some fruit or whatever. I try to plan my eating. I try not to have unplanned eating. And I was having unplanned eating. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? Why am I constantly going to the kitchen? And I realized that I was sad and I was looking for comfort. And the food was what was providing me that comfort. So that was a little bit of an aha moment for me because I didn't quite subscribe to that there was that kind of a link with food. But, I was just happy that I was able to recognize that for what it was at that time and make adjustments and get myself back on track. So that's good. So that's it for what happened in June. Moving on to July. So my new goals for July are to engage in an outdoor adventure. So before, I think I talked about my friends and I going canoeing or kayaking or something, or hiking. I haven't planned that yet, but I'm actually trying to get my family to go on a kayaking trip. So that's what I'm hoping for. Cross my fingers, I can get them to go. They seem to be open to it. They're like, we're not big on water, which is crazy because we grew up at lakes and fishing and boating and all that kind of stuff. But my sister-in-law is not as comfortable with water, but it'll be fine. We'll have life jackets. It'll be great. So I feel confident that I can convince them to take that little trip. If not, I'll figure out something else. The other thing that goes along with that, because I've kept mentioning that my family is coming to visit, so I haven't told them I've had surgery, so that's the other thing, is that I have to tell them I had surgery. And then the other goal is I've been trying to branch out and meet new people and make new friends. I am somewhat of an introvert, and it's very difficult for me to make new friends. So I have made new acquaintances. So my objective is to, this month at some point, schedule a meetup or with someone that I would, that's new, that I've never gone out to eat lunch with or have coffee with or whatever. So that's kind of that one more step of trying to engage with other people, take the first step, be the one that initiates relationships with others, because the only relationships, significant relationships that I have in my life have always been initiated by the other person. I wait for people to come to me. I don't go to other people. So I'm trying to change that. So that's that about the goals. Just a few other updates as far as what's going on with me. I have noticed that my hunger is coming back. And I wasn't really expecting it to come back this soon. I haven't hit 6 months yet. And so I was expecting that I would, have a little more time where I wasn't having the hunger. Now, it's not anything awful. It's not like I'm feeling ravenous or anything, but I do feel it. And when it's, I kind of am ready to eat when it's time to eat. Whereas before, I ate by the clock instead of by signals, my body telling me that it was time to eat. So just some little adjustments along the way that I have to make with that, but nothing awful. I'm still, planning my eating. A fitness update. So I had said that I had started jogging a little bit, slowly but surely. And I am happy to report that I have now been able to jog 3/4 of a mile without stopping. So that's really good, especially considering where I came from. So my objective is to jog a full mile. Now, no, I'm not going to say it. I was going to downgrade my accomplishment, but I'm not even going to say that. So my objective is to get to 1 mile straight, and then I'm going to work on the time, decreasing the time. So, steadily trying to add a little bit more. So that's good. The other thing is that at my fitness studio, part of my program is that we do a fitness assessment every 4 to 6 weeks. So I'll be doing that this Saturday. So it'll be interesting to see how far I've come. My last fitness assessment, I got an A+ as far as my progress. So we shall see. So I'm actually looking forward to that. I don't really like the assessment because it's hard, but it's nice to be able to measure where I was 6 weeks ago versus where I am now. And that is it. I don't have anything else to say. So have a great week, a great couple of weeks it'll be before I check in again. I guess the next time I check in, I'll be able to report whether or not I hit my 100-pound goal before my 6-month checkup. I'll also tell you a little bit about how my 6-month checkup went, because it's on a Wednesday. And I do my videos on Wednesdays. So that's it. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.